Hi there, I'm Helen Mabel. I'm an art student, and today I'm going to be creating a drawing on my iPad using Procreate. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's get artsy. To create this digital drawing, I'm using the app Procreate on my iPad Pro. So for today's drawing, I was feeling like making something spring related since it is getting closer to spring. I know it's still February, but I'm just starting to get sick of the cold weather and I'm ready for spring at this point. I chose to sketch this drawing out with a black pencil, which is pretty rare for me. I usually use some sort of color, but today I felt like doing something different, and I'm using the 6B pencil that comes with Procreate. It's my favorite pencil to sketch with. I've tried using other pencils before for sketching, but I always end up switching back to the 6B because it feels the closest to a real pencil for me. I wanted to create a drawing that had a bit of whimsical or free-spirited nature to it, so I decided to just settle for doing a partial background rather than a full background. I chose to draw this woman who I imagine lives on a property with a bunch of chickens and other animals, and she's on her way back to her cottage with her fresh lavender to go hang them to dry. I did struggle a bit with getting the positioning of her arms and hands right, and if I'm being honest, they still don't look quite right in the final version if you look closely. I think it might have been the puffy sleeves that were throwing me off, but I ended up taking a reference photo of myself posing like I was carrying a basket, and that did end up helping a lot. In the end, it's the angle of the basket that looks off in the final drawing because I didn't have a basket to reference at the exact angle I needed. So I just looked at Google Images and kind of combined a few different photos to come up with an angle that seemed to work. I also have always struggled with drawing any type of bird. I don't know what it is, but bird anatomy just confuses me. I looked at a few different references of real chickens as well as some illustrated chickens to get a little inspiration for my own chickens. How many times can I say chickens in one sentence? In the end, I still feel like they could be improved, but they are better than if I just tried to draw chickens without any reference. When coloring, I like to use a brush that's under the Drawing tab in Procreate. I don't remember exactly what it's called right now, but it's just one of the drawing brushes. I usually use the color fill to automatically fill in my colors after I create an outline. But this time I wanted a sketchier and more textured look to the base color, so I filled in all the colors myself. I also used my own color palette for this drawing that I created in Procreate by borrowing colors from other palettes that I've used and adjusting them a little bit. I'm a big fan of earthy and natural looking colors, and nothing that's too bright or intense. I was trying to experiment with a slightly different style of drawing than I usually do. I'm starting to have a bit of a shift in my style, and I really felt like this piece ended up being something I was really happy with for the most part, and I really felt connected to the style. I love when there's a lot of texture in illustrations, and I've been trying to achieve that texture by shading with really textured and interesting brushes. But when I take a closer look at some of the artworks that I really admire, I notice that the texture is much more in the line work. There's usually a bit of texture underneath, but most of it is done through using a smaller brush to create certain patterns and textures. So with this drawing, I tried to change up my usual way of coloring and shading and create my own texture using line work. I really enjoyed this process of adding texture through line work because adding details is my favorite part of the drawing process, and to me, it just felt like I got to add details everywhere and I loved it. I did struggle a little bit to come up with different patterns and textures between the different surfaces, so that's definitely something I want to improve on in the future. And I think I can study some other artists' work to get inspiration for more textures and patterns. You can pretty much ignore this orangish, pinkish color that I decided to add in the background because I did not end up using it. And instead, I chose to keep the background simple and keep it white. I wanted to try to be fun and give it a unique look with a colored background, but I sent two versions of the drawings to my friends, one with white background and one with a colored background, and they all voted for the white background. Except for Sydney. Sorry, Sydney. I do think I'll try using a solid color background for a future drawing, but I just don't think it was meant to be for this one. This drawing is going to be available to purchase in my Etsy shop as a 4x6 art print. So if you're interested, I will be leaving a link to my Etsy shop below. This will be my first art print available in my shop, and I'm super excited about it, and I definitely plan on adding more in the future. Overall, I'm happy with this drawing. I really like the different textures and colors, and I like the overall shapes of the piece a lot. It was really fun to create this happy little moment with my art, and I want to do more drawings like this one. Well, that is it for today. I really love making digital drawings. I think it honestly might be my favorite medium, so please give this video a like if you enjoyed it to let me know so that I can keep making videos like this one because I love doing it. Like I said earlier, this drawing will be available to purchase in my Etsy shop. You can also check out the other things I have in my Etsy shop, like stickers and magnets and pins and other cool things, by clicking the link in the description below. Subscribe if you want to see more creative content from me, and if you don't want to miss an upload, you can click that bell to get a reminder when I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.